And welcome back to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Swat. My guest in this segment is Senator Kevin De Leon of Los Angeles. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, you and the Pro Tem, Senator Steinberg, made a big splash a while back when you introduced this new piece of legislation. Still hasn't been heard yet, but will be shortly in its first committee, that will create a, what do you call it, Retirement Savings Act for private sector employees.
That is correct.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We have roughly about 7 million Californians who work in the private sector who have no access to any type of pension or any type of 401k plan, the defined contribution plan. And we project nearly 50% of all Californians in the middle class who have no access to any type of retirement security. Upon retirement, they're going to end up in poverty. I think the fiscal implications for the state of California are enormous for these individuals who will be dependent on the social safety net that we have in California. Therefore, I introduced with Senate Pro Tem General Steinberg SB 1234, which would be a supplement to Social Security here in the state of California. If we're successful, it'll be the first of its kind in the nation.
Well, certainly we're going to have a wave of retirees in the private sector in the next few years, and so that's going to be a concern. Tell me how this program works.
It's a very simple, straightforward program that's portable, it's universal, and low cost with regards to fees. If you work in the private sector, your place of employment will offer this Retirement Savings Act, and there'll be a tiny a portion of your check deducted and put into an account that'd be administered through the Treasurer's Office in the state of California. And hopefully over the course of time, in a conservative manner, it will grow and yield, better results than a savings account would in an ordinary bank or savings and loan here in California.
And would employers contribute also, like they do now for 401k, for example?
That would be optional for the employers. The employers have that opportunity to match and contribute to their employees' account. We want to make that optional, given today's economic climate is not as robust as we would like it to be, to allow employers to contribute. But I believe in the concept of shared responsibility, and that's a larger philosophical debate to have if in fact we get this bill moving forward.
And would it be flexible enough? Let us say this year a company says, gee, I don't think we can afford to contribute anything for our employees, but next year things are better, I want to contribute something. I mean, it's flexible enough.
It will be flexible, and in fact it's portable for an employee. If an employee works at a low-end job, say McDonald's for example, and moves on to work at Target or Macy's for example, that plan is portable for him or her. It goes with him. It goes with you
like you would an IRA or 401k.
Exactly. It goes with you wherever you go until the day you die. And the fortunate thing is the vast majority of Californians who have no access to any type of retirement security, when they retire, the day that they retire is when physically their back, their arms, their shoulders, their waist give out physically, and they can no longer work. And when they no longer can work, they have no money to pay for their rent, their medication, to put the food on the table. And that's why we need to think about saving. It's good for the economy. It's good for California.
There will be some, perhaps even many, who say, I really live paycheck to paycheck. I can't live with a few less dollars in my paycheck. I don't want to participate in this.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point, and that's why it's voluntary. We have an option out, an opt-out, if you will. That's a choice for the workers themselves. That's a real issue, and the question is, how do we find that sweet spot where it's enough savings for an individual to stay in the program, but not too high of a deduction where they just opt out automatically? Because when you're at the low end of the economic strata, you want to have as much as cash as possible to meet your daily needs.
And we only have a couple seconds left. And the state's responsibility, involvement is what?
The taxpayers are not on the hook for any types of liability. It'd be insured privately, underwritten by the participants themselves. We want to make sure that no taxpayers are on the hook for this.
All right. Senator Kevin De Leon, thanks for coming by and talking about this new proposed piece of legislation. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
And thanks to our viewers, of course, for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We hope to see you next time.